This is your girl Leanne, aka Lola, which is an acronym that stands for Laugh Often, Love Always. And I am your goddess guide to deep inner wisdom and deep soul transformation. And that's the Buddha and the butterfly. Hello! Brought to you by my beautiful Buddha butterfly t-shirts. Of course, it's backwards because I'm recording with the front-facing camera, so I apologize. But a beautiful Buddha's a butterfly t-shirt. Also brought to you today, sponsored by our Aqua de Flor. Spray this and change the vibration. So this is the second time I'm actually recording this video. The first time was such a really good reading. All these cards came out. But it wasn't for us, I think. It was probably just for me. So it was a wonderful reading. I'm going to read you the reading because I feel like that's what the energy is telling me to do. And we'll go from there. So, this reading is for November 5th to the 11th, which is 11/11. A beautiful 11/11 energy coming in. We're doing an event at my studio. We're doing a yoga nidra for third eye to remove the calcification in the pineal gland. So deep relaxation, meditation, yoga nidra, which will help you to intensify your intuitive abilities. So I personally believe it's a little bit more just like kind of helping you to discern when Holy Spirit is speaking to you. That's one. And you get to feel a more intense ability of that. So that's what we're working on this week in 11/11. That event is going to be an amazing event. I'm super excited about it. I love doing guided meditations and yoga nidra, and I'm looking forward to that. So let's ask the angels if they have anything to tell us. They had so much to tell us in the last read. So we'll see how much we get on this read. Because I don't know. I've never done a read and tried to reread the read. I don't think I could, because it's so intuitive that I don't know if I could redo it in the first way. So I chose to redo the read, and hopefully the angels will be, and Holy Spirit will be a little bit loving to me and give me just as good as a read, well, as the first read. So we are going into Libra tomorrow. Libra from the 5th and 6th, and then Scorpio will be the 7th and 8th. Sagittarius is ending the week 8, 9, and 10. And then on 11, we're going into Capricorn. 11/11. Capricorn. Yep, you can come. Capricorn energy, which I feel is like pretty interesting. Good. And let's see if the angels have anything else to tell us. I love this deck. I'm using the Doreen Virtue Angel Dreams Oracle card deck. And I really love this deck. It has a lot of juicy little cards in it that I intuit and tap into. And I love reading from this deck. It gives me a great pleasure to read from this deck. In 2013, I had a near-death experience, and that near-death experience changed a lot of things for me. It changed how I move and have my being in Holy Spirit. So, and how I connect in and key into the power of God and my own inner magic, which I believe is Holy Spirit. So, it's been an interesting journey since 2013 to now 2018, almost going into 2019. Look at that. And feeling this divine connection with God in a way that is palpable, and it's physical, and it's wonderful that, you know, He has so much to share with me and tell me, and how He moves in my life. And its manifestation and universal manifestation is God moving in my life. So I love it. So let's see what else we got here. So, okay. these popped out at the end and fell down, so we'll read those as well. And I think we'll stop there because we got a ton of cards. Normally I try to just leave it at 3 cards, but sometimes, Spirit has its own ideas about what, where, when, why, and how. Okay. I kind of knew you were going to do that. So, let's start at the beginning. Love, love, love. The cards are coming out. So the first card that came out was the Waning Moon. The Waning Moon. Let's see. What's the Waning Moon? It's interesting. First quarter. The 14th or 15th. Waning. Good. Waning Moon. Introspection and self-development. So this week, I was saying in my first reading that last week I was feeling very disorganized, very ungrounded, very lost. It felt like I couldn't get myself together, like I had one foot in and one foot out of a dream state. And I think we were leaving out of Leo last week. I think we were. And this dream state feeling helped me to feel disoriented, disorganized, and not grounded. That's the only word I can use. And it's just, I know going into this week, I'm feeling a little bit more clearer. Last week there was so much dreams of me seeing dreams of all the information that I collect during the day that is so not necessary. All the advertisements I see and all the things, how many car commercials, and it zooms by me in a dream. All these things, like just snapshots, and then the tidbits that I really need to connect to opened themselves up to me and blossomed in my dreams. So it was a big download from last week to this week, and that disorganization that I was feeling, I feel like came from processing out the information that I did not need. So we have this introspection and self-inventory, and it's wonderful that this came out in the second read, because that means that we have to do a little self-inventory this week, even though it's going to be a really good week. We have to do some introspection and going in deep within in order to manifest. So, Lady Mantle came out. Mother Healing Alchemy. I love that another Divine Feminine Energy came out. This card, Lady Mantle, came out. And this Mother Healing Alchemy lets me know that we still have to key into our Divine Feminine Energy in order to alchemize any situation or thing that we're going through. This week coming in, we're having a lot of energy. It's a lot of moving energy. The first reading was amazing because we had some things changing up, some transformation, and they were coming into fruition. And we will see that, but we have to make sure that we have that mother energy within us, that healing and that ability to alchemize and change things. So I love that Lady Mantle came up. Well, it's interesting because gardening and reaping came up, and that was in the first read that did not finish recording or stopped recording. Gardening and reaping, and this goes to what I was just saying. Last week was disorganization, but was cleansing out. We were downloading and removing information, but now we're going to reap what we've been sowing. We're going to pull forward that manifestations, that the seeds that we planted are going to start to reap. So we're going to see that. Wow. The Sun card came out. Illumination, growth, and God energy. And it's interesting that I just said to you before I even looked at the cards that magic to me is this Holy Spirit is connecting into this collective consciousness. It's the God energy. It is God energy. So this lets me know that as we're creating this week, as we go into this week to create, we are connecting and leaning into Source, which was part of my first original read, is that Source is the way that we're actually creating and moving. We key into Source, we get into a good space, we get into a good place, and then we create from there. So that's a wonderful... Anyway. White. This came out in the first read as well. White is, and again, divine. It's divinity, it's Source, and it's enlightenment. So this lets me know that we are using this connection, this illumination and connection to the God energy, to divine Source, and this is what's going to help us to reap our goals, to reap out what we sow. And if we continue this alchemy in our Divine Feminine, we can have this self-inventory, and as we're taking our self-inventory, I'm sure that by the waning moon we'll see a lot of things coming in. Astral Travel was the next card that came out. Love this. Vital Force, Information, and Dreamtime Soul Travel. I just was saying to you in the beginning of this that I was having a lot of dreams last week a lot of download dreams, a lot of really intense dreams that made no sense, but I watched, and then they made perfect sense when I thought about it and meditated on them. But this is that astral travel, that we are connecting into the vital force via our dreams. We're connecting into that God energy in our dreams, and that God energy is sending us information to help us bring these manifestations into fruition and garden them out. Okay? Moonstone, mystery and illusion. So how I feel about this card is it's a beautiful wolf howling at a full moon. Mystery and, I'm sorry, not illusion, intuition. Mystery and intuition. So here's the thing. This card to me says, trust your intuition on anything that you feel might be a mystery to you. Key into your intuition. Key into it and trust it. Trust your intuition. Okay? Nettles. Boundaries. Caution. Well, this goes to this card. Because initially when this card came out for the first read, mysteries and intuition, I said, trust your intuition based on, especially if it's a person that is a mystery to you, but you're getting an intuitive hit about them. Trust that. And make sure that you go with caution, and that you have some boundaries. Nettles has came up for boundaries. And know that those boundaries are justifiable and they're perfect for you. So allow that to be. Spring came up. Projects, awakening, and renewal. So that means to me that this week we are really reaping the projects. They're coming forward in divinity, enlightenment, and source energy. Using that God energy to really create and to get it together. It's the first time I've seen that God energy card. Sun, illumination, growth. And we are growing. Now it's beautiful that if you think about this read, we have this sun, illumination, growth, and God energy card. And then we have this card, which is gardening, which is about growing and reaping what you're growing. It's about pulling forward what you're growing. Good. So then we have winter came up, which I think is such a beautiful reflection, transformation, and release. So let's release all the things that do not serve us before going into the wintertime season. Let's get rid of and let go of those things that are bogging us down, that are making us feel like we have too much things. I'm going through clothes, I'm going through shoes, I lost a lot of weight. I'm trying to get rid of those things that are not serving me. So reflection, transition, and release. So we're transitioning out to make space for that thing that we're reaping, that true love, that true feeling, that God energy, that God source, that stuff, that magical creation. That's what we're working towards. So, I love it. These are the 3 cards that fell out. And I feel like I'll read this one first. Mirror card came out. And I like this card. It's a beautiful card. I'm not sure if it'll get clear so you can see it. But the mirror card came out. Truth revealed. This to me goes right along with those 2 cards where it's you got to be cautious, okay, about the mystery and the illusion. And this truth revealed card, she's looking at the mirror, but she sees the goddess within, okay? So this is awesome to me too, that this mirror card lets me know that we must see the God or goddess within. We must see the greatness within. We must see God within so that we can really manifest what we want to manifest throughout this week. This is a really great week. Selenite, spiritual activations and stimulations. Selenite came up, spiritual activations. So we're going into this beautiful illuminated God energy with source divinity and enlightenment, and we're spiritually activating that gardening and reaping and sowing, okay? So that when our dreams come to us in dreamtime soul travel, right, we know that the truth has been revealed. We know that we're seeing the truth. We've discerned the truth, and we know that we don't have to be too cautious in our dream time. Maybe in our waking, but not in our dream time. We don't have to be too cautious because the mystery has been revealed to us. We know that we are bringing forth this beautiful healing alchemy. We're changing everything that we need. We also know that in reflection, the transition and the release has come. This is the time for us to know that our projects are awakening and that with introspection and self-inventory, we're doing a really good job. Okay, last card, Violet. I love this. Spirituality, wisdom, and humility. Spirituality, wisdom, and humility. I love that spirituality is on this card as well, because we are talking about this collective consciousness, about keying into the spirituality and keying into the magic, keying into the God energy, keying into that in order to reap and get back what we have put in. It is this time to be grounded into this earth, to be grounded into this creation, and to know that as we do soul dream travel, we're doing it with this beautiful connection, the full connection, full alignment. If you can see this beautiful photo, the full alignment, connecting and opening up this wisdom, this higher wisdom, and this higher knowing. And to be humble, to have some humility while we do it, to create, and to also know that we're creating, and it's not just us creating. We're not creating alone. Beautiful. So we're going to get some, that was a pretty good read too. We're going to get some clarification from the Soul Journey cards. You guys know I love these Soul Journey cards. Clarification on the Soul Journey cards. Love, love, love. Good. So we're asking the angels, we're asking Jesus to come forward, give us a little clarification on the Soul Journey cards. Any other tidbits of information that we might need, want, or not want. We would love to hear it, so we can get a clear, anything that was in this read can be clear. Anything that's in this reading can be clear. Advisory. So it's interesting that that came up. I'm going to see if there's anything else that the Soul Journey cards need to tell us. Anything else? Two cards flipped. We'll take those. Excuse me, my nose is itching. All right, and I don't know what that means. I'm going to have to look it up. Spirituality. Spiritually, what does it mean when your nose itches? Okay. Advisory. I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. I accept the challenges. I don't agree with that. But let's talk about the word advisory. Adversity. Let's talk about this adversity. Let's talk about adversity. And I saw it as advisory, which is interesting to me that it's not interesting that I read it wrong. It's just interesting that another word downloaded for me. To advise someone, to be aware of advice was what was coming into when I saw it. But this is adversity. I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. Well, challenges definitely help us. I don't necessarily think that's the best way to learn. I don't necessarily prescribe completely to the Soul Journey cards, but I do say that challenges do help us to see what we don't want, so that we can actually key into what we do want. So the more challenges how we recover from a challenge is one thing that I would definitely key into. As a yoga teacher, we do balancing poses, and my whole balancing pose thought pattern is that a balancing pose teaches you how to recover. It doesn't teach you how to balance. It teaches you not to beat yourself up when you fall out of the pose. That is the whole concept, and that's the whole teaching of the balance pose, is that it's not about sticking the balance pose or holding the balance pose for 5 years. It's about how you recover if you don't hold it. Because in life, we have to be able to have the resiliency to recover from adversity. So that's what that's coming from me from that. Imagination came up. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Imagination. I love this because this just helps support that we have to continue to nourish the creative aspects of our mind. We have to do some work with them. We have to take some time with them. That to me is perfect, especially when we're soul astral traveling in our dreams. This is important for us to know that our imagination helps that process. And the more that we imagine, the better we get at it. Now, don't imagine negative stuff. Imagine positive stuff. If you have a very vivid imagination and you can imagine horrible things happening to you, then guess what? You have an imagination that can really work in your favor to manifest. So, start to flip the script on your imagination and manifest in a better way. Doubt came up. So this week, if we're going into this week in this read, if you feel doubtful in any way about you being grounded or being in the right place at the right time, or that things are not going your way, if you're feeling doubtful in some way, then you have to release the need to know all the answers. Release the need to know all the answers. I don't know all the answers. I think that the best mantra ever is I don't know. I don't know. Because it releases me from having to know. If you're teaching me math and you say, what's 6x times 5? And you just started to teach me that, I don't know. I need you to show me so that I can figure out how to do the work. And I don't know is the best release and the best mantra to have to release you from this. I don't know. So the releases you from doubt. So in order to release the need to know all the answers. And if you release the need to know all the answers, this whole beautiful process of you coming forward and reaping this beautiful reading, of seeing your inner wisdom, of keying into this reaping and manifestation, of really understanding that you're working with a spiritual aspect, you're working with a higher spiritual self, you're working with a higher condition, a higher God, you're working with that magical connection of Holy Spirit. And in knowing that stuff, you know that right then and there, you've connected and gone straight to the top. Okay? Started at the bottom, now we're here. Okay, but now we're at the top. And that is where we release the doubt. I'm going to stop the reading there. Thank you so much for showing up. This is your girl, Leanne, a.k.a. Lola. Laugh, often, love, always. Good. Like, comment, subscribe, share me with a friend because you know I'm super shareable. I love you rockers and rockettes. You are divine. You are beautiful. You are perfect. You are whole and you're complete. And you are a radiant point of light. And I'm so blessed by you stopping by. Again, thank you so much. And remember, share. Bye.